Hey everybody, and welcome to the PlantStock channel. My name is Jesse, and tonight I thought we would do something different. I thought we would talk about the stimulus check, right? It seems very amped considering what's going on in the US, right? So what are you planning to do with the stimulus check? Are you thinking about going out, buying some new shoes? Maybe going to a couple of restaurants? Been waiting for a whole year now with Rona running around thinking I deserve it. I need to indulge myself, be it with a new TV, the next PS5. What are you thinking about doing with the money? Well, I have some suggestions. And so stay tuned, guys, and we'll talk about them. But before we get to it, I would truly appreciate an early thumbs up since it really does help spread the channel. And if you are interested in getting more information regarding different plant stocks like Beyond Meat, the Very Good Food Company, Tattooed Chef, and other companies out there, make sure to subscribe. Thank you guys, truly appreciate you. Now it is important to note that not every American citizen is actually going to be part of the stimulus check, but it's still a pretty large part. It's about 85%, right? And I would say this is a huge opportunity because my understanding is that not only are you going to get $1,400, you're actually getting it without taxes, right? So it's a huge opportunity. How should you spend it wisely? But before we start talking about the different kinds of people who will spend this money and the way they're going to spend it, I thought it would be smart or respectful to actually talk about that there are some people out there who are in a situation that they are unemployed, they're not making ends meet, not putting food on the table, that actually needs this money to just put food on the table, right? Clothing for their kids, paying some bills that has been waiting for a couple of months, fixing some things in the house that is acutely needed, right? This video isn't for those people because it's understandable. There isn't any smart ways to spend that money if you are in a situation that is that dire. But if you are in a situation, like I do understand that most Americans are, that you have a full-time job, or you have a job that you have enough money to pay the rent, to put food on the table, you have clothing, there's no bigger deals in that way, right? Then this video is for you. So the way I see it, there could be 4 categories of people when it comes to how to spend this money. And remember, guys, again, tax-free. So we should be smart about it as much as we can. And I think a lot of people out there, when they get these $1,400, they're going to be like, man, I want to go out eating at a fine diner, right? Because many of you, it's been a stressful time, right? This whole year has been stressful for most of the world. So you're looking at your dishes and it's like a lot to do there. You've been making food constantly for a year now, and you feel, I need to indulge myself. Me and my family, we need to indulge ourselves. You look down the window, down in the street, and you're like, Pizza Hut, McDonald's, or a nice sushi place, or a nicer restaurant, whatever. You've been hoping to, go there and dine soon. And then you take your family there, you have a nice dinner. Sure, it's $1,400, so hopefully it will last more than just once, depending on what kind of luxurious restaurant you're going to, of course. But normally, I think for most families, that check could probably be used a couple of times to eat out. But also, there might be some of you who are thinking, well, it's still Rona, right? Maybe there's still restaurants that actually isn't opened, or you just want to be, secure. So you might, order in. You call the Uber, you get it delivered to your place, and you eat and you enjoy it in front of a nice movie or something. And again, I totally understand why you want to indulge yourself, right? You deserve it. There's no question. It's been a stressful year, yet again. But are there other opportunities out there for you and for your family? And then we come to the next category of people, which I would say has to do with a spending spree, right? Like what to buy. You've been waiting for this money, and like I talked about in the beginning, that you've been waiting for the next PS5 to come out, right? And you're like, man, I love Assassin's Creed and the new version, Valhalla. Man, I want to feel like a Viking, right? So you go out shopping. You might go to Costco or Walmart or wherever you guys would go shopping. And Or it might be like, I've been talking about starting to run soon, so I want to buy the latest Nike, right? Or the Adidas, or whatever kind of clothing or shoes that floats your boat. But also, some of you might be, like me personally, I love TV, right? Some of you might be like, man, I want to go and get the best Samsung out there, or one of the best, or a really good version of a Samsung TV that's around $1,400 because it has the latest technology. When you're watching Netflix or HBO or Disney or whatever, you want to feel that you're actually in that movie. You want to get the colors. You want to feel like they're pulling you in, right? You're part of the story. You want to feel that you could relax and enjoy life, have some popcorn. So you go out and buy a new Samsung TV. But it doesn't have to be a TV or shoes. It could be any kind of gadget. Something that you actually don't necessarily need at this moment, but you feel, again, that you need to indulge yourself. So that takes me to the third category of people. And that is people who are going to try to make a smarter move with their investment and investing in their house or their apartment, right? They're looking at their kitchen, they're looking at their bathroom, and they're like, man, we really need to fix this up. And obviously, $1,400 might not get the whole job done, probably, depending, I guess, where you live and what kind of house you have. But it might get you started, right? Or it might have been that you have started already, but you didn't have enough money, and now you have some more to keep going. And I must say, that seems to me like a pretty decent plan, considering that it is an investment in you, right? It will hopefully, raise the value of your property, which you will make money on long term. And then we get to the last category of people, the people who cares about buying stocks, right? They want to own companies, right? They see a future, they try to find out about a company, they follow the vision of the company, they understand the company. What are they doing? What are they working with? What is their product, right? They have knowledge about the CEO and their finances. And then some of you might be thinking now, well, it's only $1,400, right? So what is that going to help? Am I only going to put that in stocks? And I'm not talking about Coca-Cola company here, right? It has a pretty decent dividends, right? But probably it won't grow that much in the coming years. But might there be companies out there that has a lot of potential to maybe not only double those $1,400, maybe triple, 5x, but even 10x or more? Now, does that sound more interesting? Folks, if you're getting any value so far, please smash that like button, right? So what kind of company could you find out there that might actually not only double, triple, or 5x your money, that it could actually 10x your money, right? $1,400, we're talking about $14,000, which is a huge difference. And it could get more depending. Now, obviously, then you need to look at, in my opinion, innovative stocks, right? Companies that keep innovating, keep working on the R&D, and that you can see they're going to be part of a huge change. Normally, we talk about EV stocks, right? That's what people have so far, I would say, the last year or 2 years been focusing on, because it's all the rave, EV stocks. But I do believe, as we talk often about this channel, there's another sector that I think is going to blow up even more. And obviously, considering the name of the channel, it's PlantStocks. And why is that? Well, it is because we are in a paradigm shift. And that shift has actually gone faster now, considering Rona, and we understand the consequences of animal husbandry, right? So what kind of companies could you choose between then? Well, I would suggest a few. And the first one would be the Very Good Food Company, or AKA the Very Good Butchers, Very My Berry. This stock, in my humble opinion, has the potential to at least 10x, if not more, in the next couple of years. At the moment, in the OTC version, ticker symbol VRYYF, it's trading at around $4 American. And in the Canadian version, which is Very, is trading around $5 Canadian, a little more. And I definitely see this as a stock that would reach at least $80. If you want to find more information about why that is, take a look at the video up here. But I'll give you some more details right now. Why I think it is that you have a good price at the moment is their whole foods approach is one of the things. There's a lot of plant-based companies showing up at the moment, but most of them, their plant-based meat alternatives aren't that healthy. Yes, they might be healthier than the traditional meat out there, but that's not really saying a lot, is it? Because the typical meat alternatives, they do have a lot of isolated protein, soy protein powder, or other forms of protein powder. And in the long run, it's not super healthy for you. But the Very Good Food Company has a different approach. Again, a more of a whole foods approach, which makes it more sustainable in the long run, especially when it comes to health. And that's what people are going to care more and more about as we move on during the years. But also, they're expanding like crazy at the moment. They're really ramping up their expansion plans. And it's not only plans. This company delivers. When they're talking about something, they actually move on it, right? It's not, they walk the talk, that's for sure. And they're building a facility in Vancouver now, which is going to be super huge. It's basically gonna at least 30x their production. And then later this spring, beginning of summer, they're opening up a huge facility in California, Patterson, which is going to make it even larger, and they're gonna reach a much larger US base when it comes to their future customers. And that means a lot for any company that you have those kind of expansion plans and you're actually delivering on what you planned. So it's not only a plan, it's actually actionable. And that's what you want to see. And not only that, this is not a traditional PlantStock company, right? It's not only about that they have traditional meat alternatives, but they also have dairy alternatives now. They have some form of fish alternative, but they have their own restaurant and starting to create or have plans to create a whole chain of restaurants with these healthy and good for you plant-based food. And their whole plan is to expand throughout the US in the years to come. So again, guys, you have so many different revenue flows there, not only from traditional meat alternatives or cheese alternatives and dairy alternatives and fish alternatives, but also from their own restaurants. So that's a company I would say you can feel really safe about. And again, there's a reason why I predict that this will be at least an $80 stock in the years to come. And then obviously, we can't have this discussion without talking about the industry leader, which is Beyond Meat. They're on a global scale and they're just getting deals after deals after deals. Now, right now, they're trading at $136. I don't know, when people look at the valuations, they look at their PE values, people are scared. But that's for me because they don't understand that this is also a growth company, right? It's going to expand like crazy. It is expanding like crazy. Made a deal just recently with PepsiCo where they're going to create healthy snacks alternatives, but also different beverages. And we don't know what they mean by beverages, but considering that PepsiCo is the second largest food company out there after Nestle, we're hoping that it could be dairy alternatives, which is huge. But not only that, they also made deals with McDonald's, with Yum Brands that contains Pizza Hut, Kentucky Fried Chicken, and Taco Bell. And these deals are also on a global scale, which in itself is really huge. Just imagine the revenue flows this company is going to get. With time, I'm going to talk more about where I do predict this company to be, but it's going to at least in 5 to 10 years, at least 10x in my eyes, at least. And that's why I want you to look at this video where Jim Cramer from CNBC talks about that this could actually be the next Amazon, Facebook, or Alphabet. Take a look at that video. And I thought I would mention another company as well that I just started covering on the channel. And there's more to cover actually, and there's more to talk about, but just to give you three choices here. And that is the Good Nature Products. Now, this is a company that creates plant-based sustainable packaging and containers of different kinds. You know, when you go to the salad bar and you get this plastic container, these kind of products, but everything plastic oriented, but plastics without petroleum, right? Without oil. So it's a better for you product, right? But it's also a better for the planet product, which is important here. And it's actually trading in the American version right now. It's trading under $1. So it's a true penny stock, right? And I can see massive gains in this stock with time also, because they're really in the right place and the right time. Everything is about the environment. Considering the millennials and Gen Z, what they want right now, they don't want to have anything to do with something that could create diseases. I mean, even though you don't eat the plastics, but you actually do to some extent, right? Because if you put your salad in there, your tofu or whatever food you have, and you have it in a plastic containers that is basically made by these unhealthy ingredients that could relate to cancer and heart diseases and other forms of disease, when you have that in these containers, those ingredients will leak into the food, and you eat that food, you get that part in you too as well. So obviously they'll take time, but people use these products every day, right? So having a product that is plant-based and healthy for you, I think it is here to stay, guys. So I could see you make a lot of money on this. But obviously there's so many other companies out there that we could talk about. And take a look at my different videos on my channel. You'll see I've almost created 100 videos soon on these different plant-based stocks. So again, folks, I hope you understand what I mean here, right? Even though it seems like it's only $1,400 right now, you can't get that much of a return. Actually, you can get a lot of return here. No question. I believe that you could totally at least 10x that, if not more, in the next couple of years, if you spend it right, if you invest in the right kind of companies. And the 3 ones I've talked about, and several of the ones I have down in my video descriptions, definitely are some of those companies that can get you there, in my opinion. But remember, I'm not a financial advisor. These are just my own thoughts and opinions. Now, I just want to point out again, I don't want to sound cavalier, right? Because I understand that there are people out there who has to spend a stimulus check, again, to just put food on the table, to pay bills that's been unpaid for months, maybe just getting by, just trying to survive, right? That's a whole different scenario. But you have to ask yourself, are you one of those people? Are you that unfortunate? Or is there a possibility that the plans you have for the stimulus check, that is actually something that is not really necessary, and it's not something that's going to create anything productive for you in the long run? Because if you're looking for financial freedom with time, right, this is a good way to start investing in stocks, especially stocks that you believe in, that you can understand the innovation and you can see where the time is going, right? But again, if you're new to this channel, this might seem kind of foreign to you. So I do suggest, guys, smash that like button and subscribe to the channel, and make sure to push that bell button, because I'm here to give you more information about different plant-based companies that are part of changing the world, and hopefully even changing your economy to the better. Well, that was it for today, folks. I really hope you got some value. And don't forget, I'm not a financial advisor. These are just my own thoughts and opinion. It's always important to do your own due diligence and invest safe. Hope to see you soon. Peace out.